You ever wonder why some Jewish families seem to treat money like it's not just a tool, but a responsibility? Like, they don't just want to be rich for fun. It's not about showing off. It's not about having 5 cars or a golden toilet. There's something deeper going on, a kind of sacred weight behind the wealth. And I get it. In a world full of people chasing yachts and flexing on Instagram, that sounds weird. But for us, wealth isn't the goal. It's the test. Let me explain. Growing up Jewish, you don't just hear save your money or don't spend on silly things, though. Trust me, we hear that too. What you hear is something like, if God gives you something, He wants to see what you'll do with it. See, in Judaism, money isn't evil. It's neutral. It's like fire. You can use it to warm a house or burn it down. The fire isn't to blame. It's your job to learn how to use it wisely. So no, we don't think being rich makes you a better person, but it can make you more useful. Let's take a step back. In the Torah, which is basically the Jewish Google Drive of wisdom, there's a famous concept called Tzedakah. Now, people always translate it as charity, but that's not quite right. It doesn't mean giving because you feel bad. It means justice. It means doing the right thing. So, giving money to help others? That's not optional. That's the bare minimum. And here's the part that messes with modern logic. If you're struggling financially, you're still expected to give, even a small amount. Why? Because giving keeps your heart soft. It keeps you humble. And it reminds you that no matter how little you have, someone else is even less. Now, before you roll your eyes, this isn't just some ancient guilt trip. It's practical. Think about it. If everyone in a community gives a little, no one has to beg. No one falls through the cracks. And the people with more, they're not just lucky, they're responsible. Wealth, in that sense, is like holding a garden hose during a fire. You don't say, oh wow, lucky me, I have water. No, you point that hose where it's needed. And here's something my grandfather once said to me. Picture an old Jewish man with eyebrows that look like they could win a fight. He said, the blessing is not the money. The blessing is being trusted with the money. That stuck with me. Now, let's talk about how this plays out in real life. Ever wonder why so many Jews end up in business, education, medicine, law? It's not an accident. It's values passed down for generations. You're taught to build something, not just for yourself, but for others. You don't just get a job, you create jobs. That doesn't mean we don't like a good bargain. Trust me, we do. There's a joke that goes, if a Jew tells you it's a good deal, it's either actually a steal, or it's his cousin's shop. But behind that humor is something real. Stewardship. Making things last. Avoiding waste, thinking long-term, and long-term thinking. That's where the Jewish mindset really shines. We're not in it for the next 15 minutes. We're in it for the next 3 generations. There's even a concept in Jewish thought called dorelder, which means generation to generation. It's not just a cute phrase. It's how we operate. You don't just earn money to enjoy it. You earn it to pass it on, not just as cash, but as wisdom. You teach your kids how to handle money not when they mess up, but before they ever touch it. It's normal for a 12-year-old Jewish kid to know what a budget is, to understand saving, to ask, how does interest work, while brushing their teeth. Okay, maybe that last part's a stretch, but not by much. Now, let's go a little deeper. Why is wealth a moral duty? Because in Jewish tradition, we believe that God gives you tools according to the mission He assigns you. So if you're blessed with money, it's not a coincidence. It's not random. It's part of your assignment. But here's the twist. If you use that money selfishly, or recklessly, or hoard it out of fear, you're not just being wasteful. You're failing the assignment. And failure doesn't always mean punishment. Sometimes it means the blessing gets taken and given to someone else who will use it wisely. It's like being given a violin. If you never learn to play it, don't be surprised if someone else ends up on stage. So yes, we take wealth seriously, but not in the I must be special kind of way. More like, I've been handed a heavy torch. Better not drop it. This also explains why Jewish culture emphasizes education so heavily. Because education leads to opportunity. And opportunity, when used right, leads to impact. Money is just one form of that impact. And no, it's not about being rich for status. That's not impressive. What's impressive is using your resources to free others from worry. That's real power. That's leadership. Let me give you a visual. Imagine 2 people walking in a desert. One has a canteen full of water. The other doesn't. Now, what's more impressive, drinking in front of the thirsty guy, or sharing so you both survive? That's how we see wealth. It's a tool for survival, not just yours, but your community's. And listen, this isn't always easy. There are plenty of Jewish families who struggle financially too. No one is immune. But the mindset sticks. Even when you don't have much, you still think like a caretaker. You look for ways to help, even if it's just with time, advice, kindness. And that habit, it shapes how you handle money when you finally do have it. Now let's be honest. Talking about money can get awkward, especially in cultures where it's taboo. But in Jewish tradition, we talk about it a lot. Not because we worship it, but because we fear what happens when you ignore it. When you avoid talking about money, you make emotional decisions. You spend from guilt, you save from fear, you invest from FOMO. But when you understand money, you start to lead it instead of following it. That's what Jewish financial wisdom teaches you. Control. Responsibility. Clarity. There's a phrase in Hebrew, Bal Tashit. It means do not destroy or do not waste. It originally referred to not destroying trees or food. But over time, it's come to mean, don't waste anything. Not your money, not your time, not your potential. So yeah, when we see money lying around unused, we don't think nice cushion. We think, who could this help? How can this multiply into something meaningful? And look, I'm not saying Jewish people are perfect with money. Trust me, we have our share of bad investments, awkward conversations, and where did all that go? Moments. We're human, but we try to anchor our money decisions in purpose, not panic. Wealth isn't something you chase. It's something you grow, like a garden. And a garden doesn't shout. It doesn't flex. It quietly produces life, if you take care of it. So, to wrap this up, why do Jews see wealth as a moral duty? Because we don't see it as ours to begin with. It's borrowed. It's entrusted. It's sacred. And whether it's $10 or $10 million, the question stays the same. What will you do with it? Thanks for listening. I know money talk can get weird, but I hope this helped you see it from a new angle. If you want, I can make another video diving deeper into Jewish rules about lending, investing, or even how ancient farmers handle taxes. Believe me, it's more exciting than it sounds. Just leave your like and subscribe to the channel. And hey, share this with someone who's always felt weird about money. Maybe it'll help them see it differently too. Take care, and remember, you don't need a fortune to think like a steward. You just need intention.